Welcome to an intriguing exploration on the influence of the super-rich. Today, we're diving into the world of the affluent, whose wealth extends beyond personal luxury to impact entire communities. From philanthropy to the funding of public projects, the super-rich leave an indelible imprint. We'll focus on two captivating case studies in Germany, where local millionaires' ambitions stirred controversy and debate. The power of the super-rich is a fascinating subject, filled with nuances and complexities. Don't forget to hit the like button to support our channel. Picture this, a local millionaire with a vision for an Asian-style tea house. A scene straight out of a novel, isn't it? But in reality, it's a controversy that brewed a storm in a German community. Our millionaire had grand plans, dreams of elegant pagodas and serene landscapes, all encapsulated within the confines of a humble tea house. But, like an unexpected thunderstorm during a tea ceremony, the project faced a deluge of issues. To begin with, our benevolent benefactor and the municipal leaders were as compatible as oil and water. Discussions about the tea house's construction were more heated than a pot of boiling tea. Our millionaire envisioned a slice of Asia, while the city leaders had their reservations. They were playing a high-stakes game of chess, and the tea house was their queen. Then came the issue of craftsmanship. Now, anyone who's tried to build a house of cards knows the importance of a solid foundation. Unfortunately, our tea house was constructed with materials that would make a house of cards seem like a fortress. The project was plagued with poor building materials and workmanship. The result? A tea house more suited for a comedy of errors than a tranquil retreat. The punchline of this comedy? A bill that would make your eyes water more than a strong cup of tea. The poor craftsmanship led to additional repair costs, turning our millionaire's generous donation into a financial black hole. Imagine the scenario. A tea house, once envisioned as a symbol of peace and tranquility, now a monument to controversy. Every step taken to rectify the situation only steeped the tea house deeper in controversy, like a tea bag left too long in hot water. Through it all, our millionaire donor remained optimistic, even as the tea house project teetered like a teacup on the edge of a table. But the city leaders, they were caught in a predicament, torn between gratitude for the donation and the mounting frustrations of the project. A wealthy donor's dream, a municipal nightmare. That's our tea house controversy for you, a tale of ambition, conflict, and a whole lot of tea. Now let's head north to the city of Kiel. In the heart of Germany's northernmost state, a wealthy soccer fan set his sights on a grand project. A new stadium, a beacon for local pride, and a testament to the power of the beautiful game. But this was not just any stadium. It was to be a state-of-the-art facility, a symbol of progress and prosperity. Yet, as ambitious as it was, the project quickly became a battleground. Residents of Kiel were not just spectators in this saga. They found themselves on the front lines, questioning the necessity of such an extravagant venture. They were concerned about the disruption to their quiet city life, the potential noise pollution, and the strain on local infrastructure. Environmental activists also joined the fray, their alarm bells ringing louder with each passing day. The proposed site for the stadium was a green lung of the city, home to a variety of wildlife. The activists argued that the construction would lead to significant habitat loss and increased carbon emissions. The wealthy soccer fan, however, was not swayed. He believed that the stadium would put Kiel on the map, attracting tourists and boosting the local economy. He argued that the project would create jobs and spur development. But the voices of opposition grew louder, echoing through the city streets and council halls. The standoff at Kiel Stadium became a symbol of the broader debate about the influence of the super-rich on public projects. It raised questions about who should have the final say in shaping our communities. Is it the wealthy individuals with their grand visions and deep pockets? Or is it the residents and activists who live and breathe the city every day? In the end, the Kiel Stadium project became a testament to the power of community voices. Despite the promise of a shiny new stadium, the people of Kiel stood their ground. They reminded us all that wealth may buy influence, but it cannot silence the voices of the many. An ambitious dream met with a resounding "not in our backyard." These stories raise a question: is this philanthropy or a power play? In recent years, we've seen an increasing trend of the super-rich using their foundations for philanthropy. But is it genuinely altruistic or a strategic move to extend their influence? Let's delve a little deeper into this phenomenon. Consider this. A billionaire donates a hefty sum to a local community project. It's a noble gesture, no doubt. But this act of generosity also gives them a say in how things are run. They can direct funds, influence decisions, and even shape policies. In essence, they wield a significant amount of power. Now let's take it a step further. Imagine this power in the hands of a group of ultra-wealthy individuals. They pool their resources, create foundations, and fund projects on a much larger scale. The scope of their influence extends beyond a single community. It reaches into multiple sectors of society, affecting everything from education and healthcare to environmental conservation and urban development. This level of influence can be concerning. It raises questions about the balance of power and the potential impact on local governance. Are our public projects being swayed by the personal interests of a select few? Are these philanthropic foundations shaping our communities to fit their vision? Several experts have weighed in on this trend, and their opinions vary. Some argue that this is a necessary evil. In a world where government resources are often stretched thin, the contributions of the super-rich can fill a significant gap. They can fund initiatives that would otherwise be overlooked or underfunded. In this light, their influence could be seen as a positive force for change. On the other hand, critics argue that this influence can be problematic. It can skew the democratic process, prioritizing the interests of the wealthy over the needs of the many. It can create a dependence on private wealth, shifting the responsibility of public welfare from the government to the hands of a few individuals. So, is this philanthropy or a power play? The answer isn't black and white. It's a complex issue, one that requires ongoing discussion and scrutiny. The influence of the super-rich can bring about positive change, but it can also tip the scales of power. We must remember that philanthropy, at its core, is about helping others. It's about using wealth to better our communities, not to control them. As we navigate this new era of philanthropy, we must ensure that the interests of the many are not overshadowed by the power of the few. When does a generous gift become a controlling stake? This is a question we must continue to ask as we strive for a fair and equitable society. And as we delve deeper into the influence of the super-rich, we must remember to seek balance, fairness, and transparency in all philanthropic endeavors. So, what does all this mean for local communities? Well, the reach of the super-rich extends far beyond their bank accounts. Their influence permeates into local communities, often leaving a profound impact. This can be both a boon and a bane, depending on the circumstances. Take for instance the case of the Asian-style tea house donated by a local millionaire. The gesture was undoubtedly generous, mirroring the philanthropic spirit associated with the wealthy. However, the controversy that ensued due to disagreements over its construction, the substandard materials used, and the poor workmanship, all led to additional costs for the community. The project, intended as a gift, became a burden. Similarly, in Kiel, the ambitious plans of a wealthy soccer enthusiast for a new stadium faced opposition from residents and environmental activists. The super-rich individual's influence in this case disrupted the societal harmony, creating tension within the community. But it's not always a tale of discord. The super-rich can also contribute significantly to local economies, creating jobs, funding public projects, and supporting local businesses. Their wealth can act as a catalyst for growth and development, transforming communities for the better. However, the increasing trend of using foundations for philanthropy by the super-rich raises questions about their influence on public projects and potential impact on local governance. Are these acts of generosity purely altruistic, or are they strategic moves to gain influence and power? The balance is delicate. While the super-rich can provide much-needed resources and funding, their influence can also skew public decisions, potentially undermining the democratic process. The community's needs and desires may take a back seat to the will of the wealthy, altering the course of local development. In the end, it seems the super-rich can change the landscape, literally and figuratively. Their influence, whether wielded with benevolence or self-interest, has the power to shape communities in ways few others can. So, as we navigate this complex terrain, it's essential to remember that with great wealth comes great responsibility and great power. The influence of the super-rich, a double-edged sword. We've witnessed the controversies around the tea house and the Kiel Stadium. The super-rich, while capable of significant philanthropy, can inadvertently disrupt local governance and community dynamics. Through these cases, we've seen how wealth has the potential to both construct and divide. So as we navigate the landscapes of wealth and power, we must remember to balance ambition with community harmony. Remember, wealth can build, but it can also divide. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful videos. Like this video to help us reach more audiences. Until next time, keep building your wealth of knowledge.